What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Mullet Man episode. We're doing a little indoor video today. A lot of you commented and said you wanted to see how I do my turkey fan. So we are going to do that today, and I'm also going to do something cool with the beards that I saw on TikTok the other day. So I'm going to pull all these beards off, do those, and we're going to make a turkey fan that looks just like this that you can put on your wall. If you shot a turkey this year, if you have one in the freezer still from last year, I've been saving them up. I haven't been saving them up. I've just been lazy and haven't got time to do them. So I've got about 6 that I need to do, and not all of them are mine. But I went to the store, bought some stuff. I got to get the glue gun ready. Let me get these turkey fans out, and I'll show you how it's done. All right, guys, so I got everything pretty much laid out and ready. I'm gonna it'll be a while before I get started on these because they've all been in the freezer. So I'm gonna start on the beards. Got a couple beards, got some spurs. This is off a rooster. I'm just gonna add it to one. I thought it'd be funny. And I got some of these beads. We're gonna make our turkey beard dealies with it, and then I got some of this just hemp twine. So I'm gonna set y'all up on the tripod. I've never done this with the beards, but we're gonna try it. I saw it, like I said, I saw it on TikTok, so shout out to whoever that was that I saw it on. I thought it was cool, and I want to try it out. So all you need is a hot glue gun, some beads, some twine, a beard, and some spurs. And I'm short on spurs. I didn't keep them on all my birds, so I'm gonna do a few beards that don't have the spurs. And then for the fan side, you're gonna need a wire brush. You can get away with just a big one. I have a big one and a little one to get in there. Glue gun. You don't need the glue gun. You need some kind of adhesive to keep it all together once it's dried out and fanned out like you like it. And then whatever, you can get a wood. You can put them on like a wood, I don't even know what you call it, wood frame. You can do stuff like that. You can get those at Cabela's and stuff like that. But I'm gonna set y'all up and we'll get started on these beards and see how they turn out. I'm gonna try this out. Like I said, I've never done it. We'll see how it goes and try it out. So I've had these beards in the freezer for a year or two. I'm gonna take some of this twine. See if I can remember how this guy did this. Cut us a piece of twine, and you make one side a little longer than the other. We're gonna wrap it around. We're gonna take our hot glue gun. I'm gonna put a dab on the top side of this beard. Just like that. I'm gonna wrap this twine around it. Just like that. We'll let that set for just a minute. Put another little dab right here. Make sure it all stays. I'm gonna take us a bead and go with the dark ones on this one. Take both of our ends. I made this end really long. Too long. Bring this in and that in through our ball, and then our bead will go down to the bottom. I hope y'all can see all this. Bring our bead down to the bottom. Let's put us some glue right there at the bottom. Suck that bead down. And whatever glue is hanging or left over, we can pull off It's really hot. So just like that. Try to get it straight. So now we got our bead hanging on the top of our beard. Now what we're gonna do is take another bead on each side. We'll stick with the same colors for this one. Put this side of the string. That bead's not working out. I'm gonna have to dump some of these out to get the ones I want. So put this string through. We want another bead on each side. Just like that. Now we'll take our spurs. I'm gonna cut this one down a little bit. And we'll take spurs on each side. Actually, let's glue these two beads together so they don't move. And we'll run our string up through the hole. When you cut your spurs, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just like that. Make sure we have the right ones. Make sure they're facing the opposite ways. Alright, so now we got our spurs hanging. Now we'll do one more bead on the top and then we'll tie it. So we'll find us two more beads that look alike. I have beads going everywhere. There's another one. And then one on this side. And then we'll make a knot. Tie it together. So now we have our beads and spurs all together. And I'm gonna tie just a little overhand knot, and we'll cut the excess string that we don't need. Cut that right here. And that is a done turkey fan, or turkey beard. So I'm gonna glue these all together so they stay together. And that's pretty much how you do that. I think it looks awesome. Hanging on the wall underneath all the beards, or put them in a line. I think that'll be pretty sweet. So I'm gonna do the rest of these while these are still thawing out, and I'll show you what they look like when I get done with all of them. And we'll see what they all look like hanging on the wall when they're done. All right guys, we're about to get started on the turkey fans, but I wanted to show you, I got all the beards hung up. They look awesome. And the one with the rooster spurs looks the best. So they turned out great. Got a couple Jake beards. Got them all hung up, and then bam! Look at those spurs. Shoo! So I think it looks pretty cool hung up, but I got a lot more too somewhere. I gotta go dig out all my beards. I think I got some in the house that I need to do. We'll get them all hung up. So I just had them, before I just had them hanging on these fans. These fans are all kind of wonky right now, but I got more fans that are done too, that are in the house, just scattered throughout the house too. So, but yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think it looks awesome, and it's something you can do with your beards rather than just let them sit in places in the house and let them just collect dust. So let's get started on these beards. I'll walk you through it on how to do it, and we'll get her done. To do this, you won't be able to see my face, but I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing with my hands. So I just took this same old turkey fan, and here's the front side, here's the back side. So I already kind of did a little shortcut for you guys, just so I don't have an hour-long video. But I took all these back feathers, and you just want to simply cut those off until you get to this stage right here, to where you don't have any back feathers. The front's clean. I took a few of the front feathers off. But you don't have to worry about those back feathers. You can cut them right off and you're not hurting a thing. So one thing, after doing a bunch of these fans, you'll learn there's I don't know if it's a bone or cartilage, but it's right in the middle. And you want to take your knife and all this yellow fat, you want to cut on both sides of that and try to get as much of that fat off as possible. See that? That's all fat. And I can't seem to ever get through that bone or whatever that is in there in the middle. So you just gotta kind of play with it and work around it, and just do your best. There's no rush doing stuff like this. You wanna take your time and do it right. So just start trimming that fat. You're gonna want a sharp knife, and you'll get to a point to where you can actually open the fan and work with a little more. But you want to take all the meat and fat off that you can with your knife. You want to get in between each little feather, and then that's when the wire brush comes in and will scrape the rest of that fat off. So I'm going to try something on this one. Let me see if I can cut this little bone out of here and try to get it out of the way. I don't think it'll mess it up. Alright, well that cut a lot of it out. So what I like to do when I get to this point to where you just have a bunch of fat, I take the tip of my knife and I kind of just cut it like if you were cutting ribs in between, or if you're cutting the meat out of ribs in between the bones. You want to treat this similar to that. There's still a little bit of that bone in there. I don't think that's coming out. So then you take your wire brush and you want to start wire brushing all that fat off of those feathers. So I'll show you the difference just after a couple of seconds of using that wire brush, the difference there is. So that's using the wire brush, that still has fat all over it. So you just want to use that wire brush and clean all that nasty fat off. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna actually cut this thing out. I don't think it's gonna mess it up. It's been so long since I've done this. It may be the way that I used to do it, I can't remember. But there's that bone in the middle. So I took that out. I think that's gonna help open it up. So I'm just gonna keep working away at this fat. Try to get all that fat out of there so we can clean it up nice to where we can spread that fan out. And we're going to staple it or tack it to a piece of cardboard, and that way we can dry it on there and let whatever kind of Bondo or adhesive you're using to have everything stick together. It gives it time to dry and it doesn't lose its shape. So any of these little pieces of meat you see, any little pieces of fat, get all those off. You're gonna cut a few feathers and it's okay. These turkeys have a lot more feathers than you think. And even if you cut some out, your mount will still come out looking good. So I'm actually gonna see if I can fold it and see what front feathers I can take out. So I think I can take these. So as you can see, all the fat is pretty much pretty well taken care of on the fan. You can open it up now. And now we're to the point to where we're gonna put this thing on some cardboard. And I am actually gonna put a little bit of borax on there and let it dry for a couple hours till we get this taken care of. I am gonna take a couple of these front feathers off. They're kind of getting in the way. So I'll just cut these off. It's no big deal. You can leave them on, you can take them off. It's all preference. I think it just kind of cleans stuff up. Cleans it up in the front. And you still got your full turkey fan. So I'm gonna go get a piece of cardboard and we will sprinkle some. Actually, I'm just gonna take this borax right here. Let that sit in there. I'm gonna let that sit in there for an hour or so, just to let it soak up and dry a little bit. And then I'll show you what we do on the cardboard. They've been sitting for almost an hour and a half. I got all 3 of them done. So I'm gonna show you how I pin them. Get you a piece of cardboard. And I'm actually going to let these guys rest for a couple of days before I put the adhesive on them. So I just you can get automotive Bondo or whatever you want. Just something that'll set up and kind of keep them in their place. So I just get these feathers all lined up, just like that. And then I'll take some thumbtacks, so you can take some small nails. And you just want to pin these feathers all the way around so they don't move on you. And then it will dry this way, and you can Bondo it down and they will all stay together. So I'm gonna do the other 2, and I'll put a little bit more borax on them so they can finish drying over the next couple days. And that is how you do a turkey fan. So I'll put these in my office, let them finish drying. That's a big fan right there compared to these 2. But I'll let those finish drying, and that is pretty much how you do it. Super easy, just take your time with it. It's not hard at all. And then we finish it up with the beards. But basically all that Bondo stuff does is just keep it together. I didn't do a very good job on these because I planned on putting them on some wood frames, but we'll do that on another video. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you got some information out of it, and I hope y'all do it with your turkeys that you get this year. So if you do, DM me a picture and I'll post it on my story on Instagram. I'd really love to see you guys do it the same way, or if you have a better way of doing it, hit me up in the DMs on Instagram, Mike the Mullet Man, and tell me how y'all do it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Headed to the coast, taking the old Haney out, and we're gonna do some fishing. So y'all stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and remember, eat good.